General Nerdery.
Today on General Nerdery News, who are we? What is this place? What's happening right now? And everyone your dad thought was cool in the 80s has died. I'm Zach.
I'm sad. And Tyler.
And I'm Steven?
That's Steven, and this is GNN. Welcome to our new General Nerdery News show. I had that intro done, and I did not think about what I was going to say afterwards. So, this is General Nerdery News. This is kind of an evolution of some of the things we've been doing on General Nerdery. It will be airing, at least for the first few episodes, both on the General Nerdery stream and on its own stream. I don't know. I'm losing track here, boys.
What we're saying is that you're listening to this right now on General Nerdery because you don't know that General Nerdery News exists. Go subscribe to General Nerdery News after these first 3 episodes if you want to continue hearing this.
So basically, this is
Very succinct. I like the way you described
that. That was good. That was so much better. So when we stopped to do the batch episodes and we shortened it to just like the second half of the original show, we really liked the flow of those episodes. Also, it made it much easier for Tyler.
Yes. It mostly different, honestly.
Oh, okay. You said
we're splitting up the time in a way. It was easier for those ones because they were just flat out shorter.
Yeah.
We don't want to take away that content that we were doing, though. We're just splitting it up different.
And we were also kind of running into the problem of the second half of our show was evergreen episodes. We're talking about All-Star Superman or Farscape or whatever, and it did not matter that we had a nice chunk of episodes ahead, but like we'd be like, oh, I ingested this. It came out yesterday, but the episode itself is not coming out for
a month and a half.
And it was very late by that point.
And also just, my God, did that make it hard to know what I had talked about? Unless I keep notes, which I don't, because I'm not a note taker.
It was also becoming a thing on our trailer episodes where we're like, oh man, we're talking about this. I mentioned it. You'll hear that in 2 months.
I mentioned that an hour ago. You're not going to hear it for a while.
So basically the concept of GNN, beyond the fact that we thought it was really funny to name it GNN, was taking...
Still funny.
Still proud of it.
Still really enjoy it.
Taking our trailer episodes, taking our what we've been ingesting, and because I kind of miss having a place to talk about the news, that I liked that segment, even if there was a reason we dropped it, kind of taking all of those and having a more impromptu, more time-sensitive episodes here, and then on General Nerdery, continuing to have just the regular, like, evergreen. Today we're talking about whatever.
Basically, we're saying we're bringing you the best of both worlds, but we're bringing it
Splitting in half.
2 feeds.
And if you like one and not the other, now you have choice.
Yep.
And if you like both, we love you.
That's actually a thing that I am looking forward to on this, of the number of people who are like, oh, it was really good. It was just so long. Okay, here's hour-long shows, 45-minute long, however long it ends up being.
45 days long?
45 days long, exactly.
That one we're not going to edit. Don't worry. That one's just going to be raw.
Stream of consciousness.
As we're getting more and more things set up, it's not a promise, but also, were we to ever do something live,
that would be
GNN.
See, love that, like that. It's part of this has been coming from. We've been podcasting now for General Nerdery is like 5 years old, 6 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I was trying to think the other day of how long I've been podcasting, and it's been a while.
Well, because we started General Nerdery just before COVID. So, I mean, I think it was literally like December 2019 kind of
Wow.
thing.
Holy shit.
And we're hitting that point where we're like, oh man, what can we do better? And I think this is one of our hopes of doing better. As for updates, theoretically, this show will be coming out weekly in the same way that our trailers was. But also, we admit that that's not going to happen every single week. If there's a week where we can't do it, this is the show that's going to suffer. We're sorry for that, but we can't build a backlog like we can on the other shows. So
Also, we kind of don't want to like promise we're just going to keep bringing you an episode if we don't have content for you.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the thing is this one's going to be a little bit more of like
freeform
and relevant, fresh stuff.
Well,
So,
we're
like,
always going to have content for this one because we're always ingesting things.
well, yeah, good point.
Nice. That was good. I liked that. That was okay. So on that note, what have we been ingesting?
Yeah, I guess I will start. It's been a lot of shit, actually, so I'm going to just narrow it down.
Well, it helps, doesn't help, I guess.
It's been months.
We've not done ingesting since early June, late May. It is July 28th today.
That's right, because we didn't do it for those couple of episodes too. Wow, it's been a minute.
Sorry, Tyler, I interrupted
No,
you.
so I guess the big ones are going to be, now this week everyone's talking about Fantastic Four. Haven't seen that yet, but I did go see Superman.
How?
Loved it, but I also, it's weird. I've been describing it as it's such a solid 8 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you took any piece of that movie, it's good. It's above average.
But when it combines together to more than the sum of its parts.
It's successfully built all of this together well enough that you have to bump it up just enough.
Yeah.
So it's a Jon Favreau movie. I mean, it's James Gunn, but...
There are parts that I was just kind of like, or I wish there was more of that, or I don't know. There are things to brush up against, and I do truly believe it is the clunkiest I have ever heard James Gunn do exposition in multiple parts in the movie. That being said, the way he does it still feels very comic booky. So not a complete mark against it either. And it is the most I've ever ran into a movie feeling like picking up a modern day comic. Like, the Marvel universe built its universe in front of our eyes. This one's been around.
How does it compare in your description of feels most like a comic book to like Into the Spider-Verse?
Into the Spider-Verse uses a lot of comic book inspirations, but kind of does its own thing as a movie.
Okay.
This legit feels like you're picking up an issue of a comic.
Love that. Fascinating.
Very interesting.
Especially if you were to pick up All-Star Superman or Superman Birthright.
Or possibly for all seasons? I'm told that was an influence too.
I'm
but
sure it was an influence. I've read all seasons. We did All-Star not too long ago. That episode won't be out yet for all the reasons that we just got done explaining. But watching it and knowing that Birthright was one of the inspirations also inspired me to just finish reading Birthright for the first time this morning. It's like 70% Birthright.
Okay, I have to ask, how do you like Birthright as someone who really likes Birthright?
Oh, I really liked it. Parts towards the end made me rather emotional.
It's a quick thing. Superman Birthright is a modernization of Superman written by Mark Waid, illustrated by Lionel Francis Yu, that came out roughly 2005, I want to say.
Yeah, that sounds
like
right.
It's so when I say modernization, it's very early 21st century, but in a good way.
In a very good way. No, that movie is very Birthright.
Love that Birthright needs more credit, and I
With
honestly
one huge twist.
get there. I honestly think the reason Birthright is not as popular as it should be is because the cover they pick is bad. The front cover for every Superman Birthright sucks.
Oh, yeah. I would say the movie lifts most of its story beats from Birthright while trying to keep the themes of All-Star.
That's a fucking line.
Interesting. Having not read Birthright, but having just read All Stars, like how do you try and match themes of that?
You'll have to see the movie.
I plan to. I meant to go see it over the weekend, but could not.
I read the first 8 volumes of Chainsaw Man.
Sick.
Loving
That's
it.
the manga with the dude with the chainsaw for a head or something like
Yeah.
that. Okay, cool. Yep, that's everything
Given all of the discourse around it, I was surprised by how normal of a shonen it actually is. Like, I was expecting something a lot more grimdark.
A little more seinen. So like sorry, real quick. If you don't know, shonen is basically teenage boys, while seinen comics are dedicated to like theoretically 20-year-olds, but it's really violent shonen comics is seinen comics.
Yeah, it's like
Berserk.
It's not like fully adult, but it's definitely not for teens.
Yeah, this doesn't get to Berserk territory other than in the violence.
Interesting.
It is sad, and I kind of understand where some of the discourse around it has come from. But I think that for a lot of people, it might be their first instance of running into a story where the majority of characters don't have plot armor 90% of the time. It's not grimdark in the sense that they're like cranking things up to 11 just to make sure things happen to the characters, but they're going into situations where they could realistically die. So some of them realistically die.
Cool.
Realistically being stretched very far in this term because the dude's head turns into a chainsaw.
Yeah, I've not read much of it because I don't overly go for like that kind of violence, but I've heard nothing but really good things.
Same. And also I have a question for you, as never having consumed it, other than seeing people on Tumblr posting about it, who are very, very, very thirsty for the chainsaw head guy.
Denji.
Does that make sense? Is that... I don't want to like...
No, that's like...
Does that seem average from what you've seen of the book, or is it just like Tumblr being
that's
Tumblr?
Tumblr being Tumblr.
Okay, cool. I do know it's the monster fucking website. Like, they're on a whole nother level that you don't need to know about.
Denji is the character that gets closest to actually having like a grimdark background, because part of the way in the plot that he's honestly pretty easily manipulated right before the reader's eyes constantly is that he grew up so poor that he never had a chance to dream of anything beyond like where his next meal comes from. And like, as he became a teenager, just being like, man, I hope one day I get to kiss a girl. While having to like hunt devils to earn money to pay back a mob boss that his dad was indebted to and died.
Fuck, I gotta read this. That sounds up my alley.
But that means his whole motivation is, and he's easily manipulated by like, I know where all my meals are coming from. I want to kiss a girl and squeeze some tits.
Yeah, no.
So just like plugging like 6 anime characters into one and giving him a chainsaw head.
And then I'm going to turn into a chainsaw man.
And kill a demon.
Yeah. And then I've just been playing a shit ton of Night Rain. You guys have seen this a couple of times now.
Oh, yeah, this looks sick.
This is your roguelike Elden Ring game.
Yeah, Elden Ring did a spin-off. It's not the same game director, but it's the same studio, and we're using all the same assets for the most part, other than the way that the main like player characters handle. And it's kind of like a battle royale-ish, co-op battle royale-ish roguelike.
So is it kind of like...
Roguelite?
I've been trying to kind of figure this out while watching it. Is it kind of like Diablo games where you like pick a class like, you know, sorcerer, Amazon, necromancer, or... Because you said there's like different...
So today you saw me playing Wilder. I think the other time when you guys came in, I was playing Iron Eye.
Okay.
There's a couple others, Duchess, Recluse, Revenant.
But it comes with
Guardian.
like basic pre-made builds as opposed to regular Elden Ring where it's sort of just
build your
here's
own.
your guy, go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what I was curious about.
And depending on which character you pick, that's when like when you go level up, I wasn't choosing any stats. I was just going and hitting level up, and then it's just based how they level up is based on each character.
Interesting.
Some get more health, some get more stamina, some get more strength.
Because it's a good game, apparently, from the way you've talked about it, this is a really interesting use of like all the work that you've put into a previous game. If it hadn't been a good game, this would have been the like most cynical cash grab of all time. It's incredible how they've like, how fine the line is between those two things for me here.
And I've been loving it. I've been going it all solo so far. With its release, it was either solos or trios with random matchmaking online. You can do your friends.
I've still thought about that being fucking absolutely wild since you told me that.
And yeah, I didn't really want to do trios at first until I felt like I was good enough at the game. And now I'm far enough into the game that I want to finish doing things solo before I move on to trios. So I am trying to finish everybody's quest line solo, and then I'll move on to trios. Or probably duos, because they're going to drop that in like a week. And so me and Marcus are going to be hitting some duos.
This is so wonderfully on brand for the way that you play video games.
Yeah, I don't know, like the community split. Some people think that solo is way easier, and some people think trios are way easier. I think trios is more of just probably an up and down depending on who your teammates are.
Yeah, that's always the complication whenever you have to coordinate with other people is how easy can you do that?
Well, and you said there's not like a built-in chat function.
Yeah, there's no built-in chat function. It's pinging the map.
So you're going to have to like Discord or phone call or some shit.
But if you pick random people that you don't know them, then
there's only pinging the map.
Wildly stressful for me.
I love that kind of game design from the standpoint of someone who actively worked in a game design field for a limited amount of time. As someone who plays games, I hate that, but I love the concept.
I mean, I guess it happens with like games like Rivals and stuff, but I guess that's less like freeform. You have this like dedicated.
Although I assume there's a chat in Rivals, right?
Yeah, there's a chat.
And you just don't play with that.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah. Like a normal, rational human.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, you guys saw me beat the night aspect with Wilder and get his ending when you showed up. So that's 3 remembrances down and 5 to go. And
sick.
They've also been dropping more powerful versions of the bosses in a weekly rotation that's been rotating for the past couple months. And we're going to get the new ones soon. So I'm also going to be trying to hit those solo before too long.
Oh, that's rad. I have a couple of ingestings that'll just... I'm just going to rapid fire my stuff. I've watched a lot of movies. Where is that?
He's loading up his letterbox.
There it is. I've opened up my letterbox, which I'm just at Stephen Gady on letterbox. If you want to follow me there, you can. I've been on that Marvel grind. I don't know where I left off, but I'm just going to start here because before that is Kong Skull Island, which I just rewatched for some reason. And
still good?
Fuck, it still slaps.
What is that on currently? Is that Netflix?
Could not tell you. It's
cool.
been, I watched it in early June.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
After that, I watched Iron Man. I watched Thor. I watched Iron Man 2, and then Thor. Forgettable, boring.
All 3 of them, or just?
Oh, I had already watched all of the other ones.
Oh, okay.
That's just where I was at in my last Marvel watch through, and I figured I'd just jump in here.
Yeah, the first Thor really does kind of.
Yeah, the first one's fine. It's just kind of forgettable.
It's pretty.
The worst part of it, in my opinion, is Natalie Portman's character of just being like so thirsty for Chris Hemsworth, immediately forgetting like herself. She's just like, well, fuck everything. I need to fuck this man so hardcore. And I was like, I get it. He's attractive, but like, damn, bitch, be cool. Like, play it cool a
Verily,
little bit.
Thou dost thirst too much.
Thank you. Exactly. Saw The Materialists, which is billed as a rom-com, and it is very much just a romance that's sad and a drama. It's got Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans and Dakota Johnson.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It has a wild, unnecessary focus on height. But Pedro Pascal is fucking attractive in it.
Shocking.
Then I rewatched The Blues Brothers.
Love that movie.
Fucking still holds up.
Great movie.
Captain America First Avenger. I love all the Captain America movies. They're solid in my book. That one, second favorite. Then I watched the Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World. They're there. They're Marvel movies. Not much to write about.
First Avengers movie still holds up pretty well for me. Thor Dark World and Iron Man 3 never held up that great for me in the first place, so I couldn't tell you.
Agreed.
Iron Man 3, kiss, kiss, clang, clang.
That's fucking beautiful. I like that reference. And then I rewatched The Ringer, which we had talked about relatively recently.
I re-listened to that episode recently. That's hilarious. As in, like, while I was waking up this morning.
Yeah, so
Y'all talk about The Ringer a lot, in fairness.
Well, it came up enough that it just kind of kept coming up. Okay. And I saw it was streaming. And like, guys, it's not nearly as bad as it sounds. And I put it on and I started to explain it to my wife. And she was just like, why are we watching this? And I was like, I know.
Which is the reasonable response.
That's very reasonable. Bear with me, though. It's not as bad as it sounds. Katherine Heigl's in it. Mm-hmm. She's the fucking love interest. And it's just not as bad as it's... Like, they have a lot of special needs people acting in it. And it's...
I mean, they literally worked with the Special Olympics to make it happen. Like,
it's...
The problem with the movie
sounds like it's going to be bad, and it is very much of an era of filmmaking that reads like a book, like they're reading from a book to make it. Because it's very, like, the setup of why he's doing the Special Olympics.
What, Jeffy Dahmer?
Oh my God.
Brian Cox is in
I
this
did not
movie.
know Brian Cox isn't. Brian Cox did Super Troopers. Like, I love Super Troopers, but let's not pretend that he's like...
No, I'm not like saying he's not willing to do some comedy, but like Brian Cox is in this and he's playing an absolute sleazebag. And he's the one who names him fucking Jeffy Dahmer.
Brian Cox is one of the like underrated gems of cinema. My God.
Legitimately, I forgot he was in this and was like, oh, no wonder this movie holds up for me. It's like Brian Cox really does it for me. But like, I legitimately also kind of want Johnny Knoxville to have like a meatier role. I would like to see him get a chance to act more.
What was that movie? We watched a trailer for a movie where he was in like a rehab house or something like that.
Oh shit, yeah, what was that?
That looked like it might actually be what you were like looking
You're right.
for.
You're right. I remember this. I don't remember.
Keep talking. I'll look up
Yeah, it is exactly what you get on the tin when you read the bio for it, but it actually is surprisingly held up a lot better than I was expecting to. And my wife agreed that I was like, okay, so that wasn't as bad as we were thinking it was going to be.
Oh my land.
The bit about the CD scratch really, really got me tickled. I was in stitches on that one.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
It's good. It's like surprisingly funny. But that cold open that sets it all up is a wild ride.
Yeah. Oh, Stavi?
Yes. But like the point of like he like okay, I'm just gonna spoil it because nobody's gonna watch this unless you
real
see
quick.
it.
The movie was called Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams. Oh yes, we talked about that. I could not. I kept calling it Sweet Creams for some reason.
It sounds like it was okay.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Johnny Knoxville's trying to get a promotion at work, so he goes and talks to his boss after listening to like a self-help tape and like gets himself hyped and is like, he's like, oh yeah, sure, we'll give you a promotion of some sort. Go fire Stavi for me. But Stavi, he's worked here for like years. He's such a nice guy. He needs to go. So then he goes and fires him, but can't actually do it. So hires him as a landscaper for his apartment complex that he's going to pay out of pocket and offers to pay out of pocket for healthcare. Jumps cuts to Knoxville on the couch eating chips and watching TV with Stavi in the background through the window mowing the lawn, and like the mower stops and then Stavi goes to inspect it and then chops off most of his hand. And now Johnny Knoxville's on the hook with the most like illogical hospital that they won't operate until they have all the money.
I don't think that's how hospitals work.
It's definitely not how hospitals work. It's definitely not how hospitals work. So now Johnny Knoxville has to come up with the money. Subsequently talks to his uncle, Brian Cox, that I can't remember his character's name. And he also needs money because he's in debt with a...
Because he's a sleazebag.
Because he's a sleazebag. He needs a bunch of money because he's in debt with a gambler. So he comes up with the idea of rigging the Special Olympics and brings Johnny Knoxville's character into it. But it's like, that's the first like fucking 20 minutes of the movie. It is so much time spent on just like expositionally setting up, okay, we got to give you a lot of rationale. So like, okay, Okay, we know it's a big ass to like rig the Special Olympics, so we're gonna really set up a reason for you to get there.
I mean, that's kind of how comedies worked at the time. Like, I was watching bits of Happy Gilmore on YouTube randomly, and it's basically the same, like, all right, 20 minutes to come up with a bizarre setup for this, and then let's go!
Right?
Sorry.
Held up really well. I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd, I think. And then Captain America Winter Soldier. Fucking love it.
Great movie.
That's my favorite of the Captain America movies, and it might be my favorite of all of the MCU, in all honesty, personally.
It's easily one of the best.
It's like I can make an argument for Guardians, can make an argument for other things, but I love it. Heads of State, the John Cena, Idris Elba, real fun, great, solid comedy action film. Fear Street Prom Queen, not queer enough.
I don't know that one.
It's the R.L. Stine movies. They made 3 of them for Netflix already. This is the 4th installment. The first 3, great. This one, fine, not queer enough. Whole 9 Yards still holds up. A Night of the Roxbury held up even better than I was expecting it to. I understand more of the nuanced jokes they're trying to make as an adult. It's a fucking rom-com about brothers, and I've never gotten that until this watch through, and damn, has that soundtrack been in my head.
Will Ferrell really has a theme with his movies, and Brothers is like one of 4 movies that he makes.
Yeah.
Not a critique, just...
Good point. I haven't thought about it, but you're right. Then I watched the new Roadhouse, the Doug Liman directed.
Okay.
It's fine. It's not as sexy as the original. You just watch the original. It's sexy enough. It's great. Highlander, fucking wild movie. Absolutely wild.
How does it hold up for you?
Hard to say, because I've good enough in that I then watched the first episode of the TV series because it just started autoplaying, and then I went back and watched The Quickening.
Oh, buddy.
Highlander 2, Renegade cut, and that's fucking wild.
That's at least the better cut, if I remember.
Yes, the theatrical cut is pretty unavailable.
Highlander is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I'm aware that it's like acid trip garbage.
Fun, exactly. Yeah, I've enjoyed them. Then I watched Until Dawn, which we've talked about trailer-wise. It's an adaptation of a PlayStation 4 game.
Right.
It's not great. It's not bad. It's pretty scary in a couple ways. It's fun. I found it an actually really interesting adaptation of the concept of the game. It's not a faithful, like plot-wise adaptation.
Oh, we watched the trailer for this.
It's the time-looping horror thing. Survive the night, or...
But if you die, like, you have to start again, but it's different shit happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a very fun adaptation of the feeling of that game for me. But otherwise, it was fine. Pretty spine-chilling at points. There's some fun kills. Then I watched Highlander 2, The Quickening, which I already talked about. Fucking batshit insane, wild. I love the choice to have it be set in 2024.
Is it?
That really got me. That really got me laughing a lot.
I did not realize that movie was last year. Isn't like Michael Ironside in that?
Yes, he's Katana.
Oh my God, they named him Katana.
Yes, he's Commander Katana or General Katana. Then I watched Captain America: Civil War, which is fine, but it's definitely bloated with
Avengers 2.5.
Exactly. That's the biggest problem, that it can't really faithfully adapt Civil War as well as it should, and it's kind of lost into being too much of that. And then I watched K-pop Demon Hunter.
I want to see this.
Y'all, this movie fucking slaps. This is real high up on my list of shit you should watch this year. It's really beautifully animated. I'm really enamored with it. The soundtrack's great. The animation is fucking rad. And they really do some excellent, like, stylized, cartoony characterizations of human faces. And it just makes me just, like, it's so satisfying to have, like, a touchstone now that it was, like, when, like, people are talking animation-wise years ago, it's like, we can't have it was Frozen. Well, we can't make our main character look too much or else she won't look like a woman. So we can't do any, like, crazy animations with her. It's like, this.
Hold my fucking beer.
This right here is a great example of that. And that's about it for movies. I also got married, had like a big wedding married my first wedding. We already were married, but we paid for a venue, so we had
You had the ceremony.
we had the ceremony. I never know how to say it, but I like to say it confusingly. And that was fun. We drank a bunch, we smoked a bunch, we ate great food, we danced a bunch.
You smoked so much. Oh my God. I went to this. I do not smoke weed much anymore. Like, not against it. I just
It's just not your normal.
don't.
Yeah.
Not your usual speed.
There was like 8 joints in that circle. Mm-hmm. I had to go to bed. Like,
yeah. It was incredible. It was a beautiful ceremony and an incredibly fun reception afterwards.
on the Oregon coast, I have not seen the ocean since I was like 5, and I didn't. I was always like, yeah, cool, the ocean, whatever, and then like saw the ocean, went, oh yeah, all right, this is why people have like a whole thing about.
Yeah, guys, if you
ocean,
haven't seen the
okay.
ocean, go check out the ocean. Fucking Yachats is dope. Yachats, Oregon.
I know, hey, the ocean is interesting, it's like dumb, but like people are like, ocean or mountains? I've always been like, mountains, what's wrong with you? But no, I'm still mountains, but like, I get it.
I mean, that's why I kind of like the Oregon coast area, because you can get both.
It's fucking that Game Changer episode where they make up a musical like as it goes.
Welcome to Mountport.
And it's where the ocean meets the
How
mountain
could this
meets the sea or something
be?
like that. Yeah.
Will this be? God, dude, I love that musical. That's always in my brain. I definitely have watched that while I was getting ready for our wedding. Not in the lead up to the wedding, to anti-anxiety myself.
It's on Spotify.
I know. Thank you for the reminder, but I know. That's all.
Okay, so this is not one I'm not even going to say the name of it, partly because I don't remember it, and partly because it's not something I necessarily can recommend. But you made me think of it when you talked about manga. I saw, it was like on Facebook or Tumblr or something, one of those like, oh, here's a really cutesy moment. I was like, that's really sweet. And I looked it up, and it was like, someone's house is where the gals hang out. And I like look up this manga, and it turns out like there's 2 versions of it from the same author. I was like, okay,
Interesting.
what does this mean? Start reading the first one. It's a harem manga, so it's a little sexist, but it's mostly these like 4 women decide that they're all dating the same guy now and their adventures together. It's like, all right, yeah, but like, fine. The other one is just hardcore pornography of what these 4 get up to. And I was like, respect to the author for like hinting in the first one and just being like, now I want to draw that.
I mean, it's basically what we're doing here.
No.
Well, it's not.
No, it isn't.
It's
Trust
not
me,
basic-
it is not.
Okay, it's not basically what we're doing here, but like you got 2 separate fan bases sometimes, and you gotta and sometimes they overlap, so you give them both, but separate.
It's not good enough to recommend in either direction, but like I appreciate the like.
I do truly
Effort.
love how often you do just come across hardcore porn.
I like to read manga online.
No, that's fine. I just love it.
It's anyways, you make me sound the worst. And so
I was trying to make you sound good there, because I legitimately think that's rad.
So I guess interesting life thing recently that has kind of taken up a lot of my ingesting is I started therapy recently, so I've been watching a lot of like, I guess, self-help videos. I'm not really going to go into the details of what, because none of your fucking business. Love you, but no. Turns out I fucking hate self-help videos. They need swords or lasers. Like, they need... Yes, it's good to listen to them, and I've got things out of them, and the book you gave me about ADHD and marriage is really interesting, and, like, I'm appreciative, but oh my fucking God. Like, I just...
Heard, my friend. As someone who had a book to lend you that was relevant, and has also listened to some of these self-help videos,
And
heard.
it did not help that I threw my back out last week, so I couldn't, like, go do anything fun. So I guess I have 2 ingesting things I'm going to talk about. First off, I have gotten, and this has kind of been building for a while, very into the Kamen Rider franchise, which is, if you don't know what this is, So you know how Power Rangers is based off a Japanese TV show called Super Sentai? They took like the action scenes and yeah. Kamen Rider is a same kind of show as Super Sentai, except it's just one dude instead of a team of 5. And he is an insect cyborg man who rides a motorcycle.
So checks a lot of boxes for you. Got it.
And every action scene feels like I just fucking like drank a bunch of cough syrup right before the action scene starts. Like,
which was only actually happening half the time.
there is this. No, after the last time I got really sick and drank an entire bottle of cough syrup and woke up 3 days later, CC kind of banned me from doing that anymore.
Yeah, dude.
Not 3 days, but I slept a lot.
I know, but just be careful with cough syrup.
Yeah,
that can fuck
it's
up your
bad for
level
you.
real quick.
But like, there's a monster that's like sending henchmen after the Kamen Rider in one scene. And the way that they filmed it, because they didn't want them to look natural, is they had these people do cartwheels down a hill. And then they reversed the film, so it was just like Kamen Rider standing on top of the hill, and then these people just like reverse cartwheeling up.
Oh, wild.
And it came out in like the original, the one I was watching, came out in like 1975. So it's fucking just buck wild. And also, like, a thing that I had never thought about is how Japanese people who were old enough to remember World War II, or to have, like, people who were in World War II still in, like, the workforce, how do they remember Nazi Germany? There's this storyline. This guy they've got to rescue was a soldier in the Japanese army during the war. And he somehow ended up with like Hitler's lost treasures, that Hitler was like, I'm sending these to Japan and then I'll flee there, but never did. And the plot line is they're trying to get to Hitler's lost treasures. And like, that's not, oh, this was Nazi whatever, is not a wildly out of character plot line for like a lot of fiction. But just like how casually they were willing to show a swastika was really fascinating to me, considering that like in America, in like this kind of kids TV show, it would have been like a plus sign that is clearly supposed to be.
It probably helps that there is already a Japanese character that looks like a swastika.
Yeah, the
Manji.
Manji, thank you. It was just a really fascinating like prototype superhero television. Like, this is kind of what will eventually evolve into fucking Supergirl and The Flash in certain ways. But it's also Japanese, and it does feel like you drank a lot of cough syrup. Like, it's... Also, the whole theme song is them just going, Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider, and it's stuck in my head for like 3 weeks straight.
Blackadder.
It is the Blackadder.
Why do I feel like they did a Shin Kamen Rider?
They did. The guy who did Evangelion did Shin Godzilla, Shin Kamen Rider, and Shin Ultraman. And it was basically him just taking whatever Toku shows that he fucking loved and making his, like, weird extra violent versions.
Fuck yeah.
It's pretty good. And then my other big thing is right after I went to your wedding, I drove to Chaos Wars, which is, I've kind of, like, glibly talked over the years about my sword fighting in the park thing that I do. Chaos Wars is probably the longest event, like literal just how long you're there, that happens in the US anymore. And it is going camping for a week straight. I got there Sunday, left Sunday.
Wow.
Camping and fighting and partying. It is... Chaos Wars is a world that exists unto itself, because it is a strange, like, if you were to make a Venn diagram of, like, absolute fucking nerds, party culture, and camping, we exist, like, fucking smack dab in the center of it. There is, I get up in the morning, I put on my funny clothes, I go fight in the heat, fight some of the best fighters in the country in my like full contact game all day. And then one night I ran the Safari Zone in a Pokemon-themed pub that we ran that got people very drunk, and we won because it was like a competition. The next night, there was a full-on rave happening, like with a hired DJ. And then the third night, people were playing board games.
Nice.
Because they just needed to chill at that point.
Well, I mean, some people were still going pretty hard. You know, there's could be people on acid, or it could be the like teetotalers who go to bed at like 9 p.m. It is. We've talked about doing an episode on Belagarth someday, and the reason we haven't is I have never figured out how to encapsulate how weird this little society is into like an hour and a half long.
It's time that you get into documentary filmmaking.
We've talked about it. We wanted to hire Yui at one point, who was our first guest we ever had on this show, who does it with me. And like an idea that we had that I would love to do someday, but I don't know how, is literally just like take Tyler and Steven, give them enough training that they know how to play the game of Bell, but never take them to anywhere. And then take them to Chaos Wars, or these days somewhere like other events like Armageddon or Oktoberfest, which are like 1,000 people instead of these days. Chaos Wars is about 250. COVID hit it pretty hard. We lost about half of our player base for that. And just like follow you guys around for the weekend, however, like event we went to, and just like basically push you in the deep end and see how it goes.
Well, that would be wild.
Tyler, I could probably convince to do it. Steven, never gonna fucking happen.
More than
Yeah,
likely,
basically we
never
just
gonna
have to
happen.
wait till like my shoulder's healed, because I tore my rotator cuff earlier this year.
Yeah. That's what I got. Let's do some, we've not actually talked, we're gonna transfer into the news, so let's do some news.
People died.
Lots of people died, guys.
Yeah, lots of people died.
Like, that's going to be the news because that's what's been happening for the past week.
Yeah, like Comic-Con happened. And
Cool.
And the
We
news
will
there is
have-
kind of just fine, but...
And we'll have stuff to talk about on that one. And probably next week I'm going to try to have some more Comic-Con stuff. But like in the last, week and a half, 2 weeks, we lost Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan,
Malcolm Jamal Warner,
Tom Lear.
Tom Lear. And I feel like you guys had one other that I can't think the name of. But either way, I mean, those...
It might be Tom Lear.
Okay, Tom Lear. So I can't really talk on Tom Lear or Malcolm Jamal Warner. Because I don't remember the guy, the music the one guy makes. And to be honest, I've never seen an episode of The Cosby Show in my life.
Same. And like my wife brought up Malcolm Jamal Warner a couple times. I was like, oh, I don't recognize... I recognize the name, but I don't really connect who it is. And then she told me Theo Huxtable. And I was like, oh, the guy from Community.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew him from that, basically. His small role there as Shirley's husband. That's mildly alluded to be Theo Huxtable.
I watched a little bit of Cosby Show, but I didn't watch a ton. But that is definitely where I first knew him from, was as Theo. And the other, Community. The other weird thing is he was just like, he was one of the few child actors that like didn't get fucked up.
No, he was actually, I was reading a little about this, doing a podcast about like better representation of black people in media, and not just like, we need to see more, but actually making sure like, sure, that's great. You can tell stories of gangbangers or whatever, but we could also just have them be a doctor or a lawyer or just a guy.
Yeah. No, he was always kind of notable for being, especially of that generation, one of the child actors that just went on to have a normal career in acting and turn out to be a normal guy.
Oh yeah, it did not go well for like anyone else.
Yeah.
I admit I was surprised by how hard this seemed to hit people, and I guess it's just because I said I never watched Cosby Show growing up. I did definitely have the thought, without even knowing who he was, like, really? Cosby outlived this guy? Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I'm like, fuck, this guy outlived that guy. Fuck.
Well, I remember early in the week, people kept coming up to me and was like, fucking like Ozzy and Jamal or Hulk and Jamal, Malcolm and da da da. That always comes in threes. Who's the third one gonna be on? I could tell you who I wish it was, but
Tom Lehrer.
Mathematician, satirist, musical comedian. I've been listening to his stuff since high school.
Allegedly the inventor of the Jello shot.
That's amazing.
It's on his Wikipedia. He at least claims to have invented it as a way to get around some sort of liquor law on some sort of place somewhere he was at. I don't remember the details of it, but he claims to have invented the Jello shot. But also, like, it's fucking... I didn't know his stuff until relatively late in my life, but I learned about his stuff because he's such a cultural touchstone for comedians of a certain generation. And, like...
And like one of the major influences on Weird Al.
Yep, and that's how I found out about it, was Weird Al Yankovic posting about how Tom Lehrer passed away, and I was like, oh no.
Well, and he was, I think that the report said he's like 97, so he was...
Yeah.
Good for him, buddy.
I'm going to be completely real. I thought he was already dead.
Like, real talk, same. But I was like, oh no, I'm sad for you, Weird Al Yankovic. That's a sad thing for you.
But I've also had New Math stuck in my head since. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look up that song.
He's got better ones, but that one is the one that gets stuck in my head.
It's really earwormy.
Like, I would say, like, We All Go Together When We Go is better. Poisoning Pigeons in the Park is better. Oedipus Rex is better. But New Math is the one that gets stuck in my head. The Old Dope Peddler, I think that's the name. That one's
yes.
Yes.
And that one was one that got licensed by what is it? Who is his name? A rapper like contacted him, and their exchange is fucking incredible because he wanted to sample it for a song. And he just refers to him. It's like, I don't remember who it is, but it's like someone with like a moniker type name that's made up of something. And he referred to him as like Mr. Something End. Yeah. Like, it's like Tech Nine, something like Tech Nine. I don't know if that's a bad choice. If this is, I don't know who it is.
God, I hope Tech sampled the Old Dope Peddler.
But like, he refers to them as like Mr. Nine. Like, that's the level of like repartee he's pulling with this rapper. I don't know if it's that person exactly, but like that's like the joke that he ends up going with, and it's just like so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, Ozzy dying sucked, guys.
Yeah, it's really sad.
I'm okay. I admit I'm not the biggest Ozzy fan. Like that, I don't dislike Ozzy. Probably the closest relation I have with him, other than being a cultural icon, is I did watch his reality show for a while, and then
the Osbournes.
Oh, I don't like reality TV much.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So like, I'm the fucking Prince of fucking Darkness. What am I supposed to do with fucking bubbles? Yeah. that line lives rent free in my head. I will admit that. So like, it is sad, but also in some ways, like, it's kind of the best possible way. He just did his retirement show like 2 weeks before.
He basically got to have his funeral while he was alive.
Yeah. Fucking.
It's like sad, but also like that dude got his run, and I think he did a good fucking run.
And did just like gotten good enough health that he could do one final show. He got to do it sitting in a big ass throne because he couldn't like really stand for a performance anymore. Had, I don't know who all, but a bunch of creators come out and do work with him. Fucking Jack Black did a version of Mr. Crowley. I want to say most of original Black Sabbath was there.
They were there. They were all there.
His funeral 2 weeks before he actually died, and he's with it enough to be able to appreciate it. That's fucking incredible, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like a beautiful ending, in all honesty. Like, I know it's sad, but like that's the kind of ending you hope for. Like, that's the kind of like, he lived a long, good life. He put out great music that touched the world and like resonates with so many people, and he got to have a fucking great run.
And he did so many drugs.
He did so many drugs.
He did so many drugs. He lived a fucking hardcore life. It's sick as shit. I'm like, could you ask for like a better run, in all honesty?
I don't like his family.
No, and like there's ways that he was a bit of a shit too.
Oh
but,
yeah,
like,
no, we're not trying to lionize him, but at
Yeah.
the same time,
it's Ozzy.
yeah, he's one of the most interesting characters of the 20th century in a lot of ways.
So love when the news of his passing broke. Double Fine Studios made the video game Brutal Legend free for 666 minutes.
Oh, I knew they had made it free. I didn't realize it was just for that.
That's
so
so
good.
cool.
How I always wanted to play Brutal Legend.
It's so good.
It's great.
That's the one that like Jack Black voiced
It's so
the main
Jack
character.
So much Jack Black. And it's the most metal game of all time, and hard to define what genre it is because it kind of changes through 2 or 3 genres as the game goes on. It turns from like a hack and slash to like an open world romp to like a modified RTS / tower defense.
Yeah, that covers everything. Yeah.
Sounds like this is the perfect time to remaster this game and re-release it.
Yeah. That game fucking rules.
Also, Hulk Hogan died. R.I.P. Ozzy, Malcolm, and
Okay, so like I do want to talk about this one a little bit. That was my immediate response. Like literally the first I've not even seen Loki, but the first thing that came to my head was yes, very sad. Anyways.
I learned Hulk Hogan died by seeing a meme saying, pretty fucking rad of Ozzy Osbourne to pull Hulk Hogan down to hell with him.
yeah.
I admit I laughed so hard at there's a the hard drive article about like Hulk Hogan confused that that heaven is full of eternal flames and none of his friends. So, okay, no, if you want the wild thing, Hulk Hogan died on the 10th anniversary of when that racist fucking sex tape came out.
Yikes.
So, I actually do kind of want to talk about this a little bit because I found it really interesting because I've been reading what people had to say about Hulk Hogan, like as a person. And it was a good reminder kind of that people are more than one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Hulk Hogan, like him or not, and I don't, I think it's funny as hell that the last
I did when I was 8.
I might now be able to actually go back and watch Suburban Commando. Or what is that?
Suburban Commando, Mr. Nanny.
Like, I've been wanting to kind of watch them, but like that I've never been able to bring
Thunder
myself.
in Paradise or something like that.
Three Ninjas, High Noon at McMahon.
But I mean, I had a Hulk Hogan action figure when I was like 4. I don't even know where the fuck it came from. I don't know how. No one in my house watched wrestling, but I knew who Hulk Hogan was, just like as a concept.
Right.
Inarguably,
I watched his reality show.
Hogan Knows Best. That one looked rough.
Wow.
It was cashing in on the Osbournes kind of thing. It looked rough. I feel bad for his daughter. We'll get there. But he's inarguably the most important wrestler of all time. Like him, hate him, argue. There's so many wrestlers who are better than him in every form of the word better.
But none of them had Hulkamania.
None of them had Hulkamania. None of them had the NWO turn. Like, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash could not have turned the NWO into what it was without Hulk Hogan. He was, I mean, there are wrestlers that fucking love him. I feel really bad for Jimmy Hart, who was his manager, who most of his life was dedicated to Hulk Hogan. Other ones fucking hated him. Bret Hart thinks he's the fucking devil. Jesse Ventura was his best friend until Hulk Hogan fucking scabbed out and reported to Vince McMahon that Jesse Ventura was trying to set up a union.
Yeah, that's my least favorite thing I've heard about him.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to get to the worst part in a second here. But he is a complicated figure because the character of Hulk Hogan is an incredibly important part of wrestling. The character of Terry Bollea, the man who portrayed Hulk Hogan, at best was an egomaniac who would stab someone in the back if it would help himself, and destroyed multiple companies with that worldview. About 10 years ago, it came out that he had a sex tape was leaked. And like, don't leak sex tapes, guys. Like, it's fucking gross. where he was sleeping with the wife of one of his close friends, Bubba the Love Sponge, which I just hate that name. Hulk was also married at the time. Doesn't sound like he said it was consensual. Doesn't sound like any of this is consensual. And then randomly, for reasons that I don't fucking understand, in the afterglow post-sex talk, he just drops a bunch of racial slurs and admits to being racist. Now, we're going to add a little bit of context here because I kind of want to talk about some stuff afterwards. But if you listen to what he's talking about, he basically is kind of trying to say, yeah, I've got some ingrained racism. Probably all of us do. It's what we learned from our parents. But he keeps dropping fucking racial slurs and being like, well, if Brooke is going to date a black guy, I'd rather it be a rich one. And then drops more racial slurs and okay. One, ingrained racism really is a thing. And he could have used this as a learning moment. But also, blaming your ingrained racism on your parents when you're 60, don't have a whole lot of time or sympathy for you at this point. Two, why the fuck did this come up in the post-orgasmic glow with Bubba the Love Sponge's wife?
And I assume you haven't watched it, but it didn't seem like it was coming up in the sex beforehand.
Could not tell you.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I don't want to.
I just remember when it happened.
I don't want to watch celebrity sex tapes that are out there on purpose.
Yeah, same.
But then, he, quote unquote, apologized afterwards. And again, here's a spot where he could have actually shown some growth and been you're right, I've got some ingrained racism from how I was raised. I'm going to work on this, show something that's actually working. What he did instead was be hey guys, careful what you say. They're out to catch you. That's how he apologized to the WWE roster.
Yikes.
And later on was no, I've got black friends. I really like Benjamin Shelton. And Shelton Benjamin went, it's not my fucking name. Don't talk about me. So all of that really, but simultaneously I'm reading Devon Dudley of the Dudleys, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Devon's a black man who talked about being friends with Hulk Hogan.
Interesting.
Or Mark Henry.
And not just that, but Devon has called out other racists.
Yeah.
So
even more interesting.
But was come on, he is he's more than just this. Or Mark Henry talked about how important he is, and Mark Henry has got famous for last year of there was some kind of rave disco thing going on that he was DJing, and Hulk Hogan's wrestling themed disco. Hulk Hogan's music came on, people started booing, and he went on the mic and went, in the words of the Iron Sheik, fuck Hulk Hogan, and got huge cheers. But even he was defending Hulk. And I can't, as much as I'm on Shelton Benjamin's side and not going to be no, guys, we need to just ignore all of the racial slurs that he dropped there. I can't tell Devon or Mark Henry that they're wrong either. Or it came out, and this one he didn't. Hulk Hogan, the most infamous liar of all time, that he told people that he did 500 matches in a year because he was traveling back and forth to Japan so much that he basically Supermaned it. He was saying that he was jumping time zones so much that he wrestled 500 dates in 1 year.
Okay, yeah, my brain took a long way to process that.
That's not how that, or oh yeah, I auditioned to be Metallica's front guy, or they wanted me, he's an infamous liar to talk himself up. But also, when an old WCW ref had cancer and Hulk found out about it, he helped that guy get medical care and tried to get him better doctors. When Nature Boy Ric Flair had cancer, Hulk was apparently there constantly helping look after, so it's, as much as I agree with these people died and it's really sad. Oh, also Hulk Hogan. It has been really interesting to read about of people are more than one thing, and these good things absolutely don't negate the bad thing. But they still exist. That's my moralizing of the day. We're getting kind of long in the tooth here. Do we want to save trailers for next time, or you're the one that has to edit this beast?
Let's choose 2 of them.
Okay.
Which 2 should we talk about?
I'm open to any of them.
Running Man, you were pretty excited about that.
I mean,
one.
I'm always
also excited for
I'm
it.
always excited for
I'm
a
more
fucking Edgar Wright
excited
movie.
watching this than I was before.
So, this is really weird to say, given all the action that I saw in that trailer. It's actually really surprisingly close to the fucking short story from what I've seen so far. Or not short story, it's a short novel.
A novella? Something like, I don't know, the story.
I think it's technically too long to be a novella, but it's a very short novel.
It's like 2 pages too long to qualify.
Yeah,
Which I read for the first time a couple years ago, and I'm watching that and I recognize all of the scenes. They've all been Edgar Wrightified.
Even Michael Cera with the Super
Yes.
Soaker? Wow.
I recognize who that character is.
Okay.
nice.
That is the moment that I went, I think I want to watch this. Like, before I was like, oh, this is interesting. I appreciate it. It feels kind of like an 80s movie in a way that action movies haven't in a long way, like with some of the kind of grime we're seeing. But Michael Cera playing a fucking weirdo with an electrified floor and a water gun is...
Yeah, now let me say that doesn't happen in the book,
Sure.
but I recognize who that character is. I recognize what that situation is. Like, it's actually weirdly accurate from everything I've seen so far, to the point that I'm very surprised that there was a couple of the scenes that they showed in the trailer. But, like, I guess you would have to know.
Yeah, I mean,
And see, I've only ever seen the Schwarzenegger movie. I've never read the original source material. And I really love that one. It's dumb. It's fun. It's. I know it's not the same as King's original source material, but
Oh, right, because it's Stephen King originally.
Yeah.
Forgot about
Well,
that.
it was a Richard Bachman book, Stephen King's pen name,
Okay.
that he wrote some other stories under.
and I was really not ever really familiar with. I think probably because of that, I was never really familiar with it being a King thing until later into life. But I'm really fucking here for this. This trailer looks so fun. It had me at Edgar Wright, and it also got me again with Glenn Powell and Michael Cera. I'm really enjoying Glenn Powell's recent run of
Remind me
works.
who Glenn Powell...
He's the lead in this movie. But
Oh, okay.
he is in a bunch of rom-coms, and he's in Twisters.
Okay, that's where I reckon it. He looked like vaguely familiar white man, and I don't necessarily mean that offensively. There's just like a type.
Right, and like he's that type right now who's popping.
Okay.
He's kind of having his moment of late. It looks fun.
Yeah, I'm super in. I love the original Arnold. I love the book. They are very different. And this looks like a marriage between the two.
And I trust Edgar Wright, in all honesty. Like
He doesn't really miss much.
the only thing I haven't seen of his is Last Night in Soho, and I still want to watch it.
Did you...
I watched it one of the times I had COVID, and which meant I put it on for 25 minutes and I fell asleep during
Yep,
it.
okay. Yeah.
And not because of any fault of the movies.
It looked like a wonderfully uncomfortable movie.
We should do it on the podcast.
I don't want to watch it.
Now we should definitely do it.
Stop using I don't want to watch it as what Steven's list of episodes are.
It's a great barometer because it usually means that two of us really want to watch
2 out
it.
of 3 of us are going to fucking dig it. What else did we watch? We watched Batman,
The Aztec Batman.
the Aztec... yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see more of it, but like what was there was kind
The
of just
Spanish
fine.
trailer is better.
And we talked about this earlier in the day, and I'd just seen art from it. I hadn't actually seen the trailer yet. And we were talking about that, and I was like, I hope they just release it as a Spanish-only movie.
I think it sounds like they're releasing it simultaneously with both and putting real effort into both, which is cool.
Dope.
Spanish one looks better. We watched Starfleet Academy. It looks really... Starfleet Academy
pretty.
looks like what I'm into.
It gave me the Star Trek chills that I want. Of
I
like,
did not want Discovery to be canceled, so to give me a direct spin-off to Discovery, I'm down. And then we watched a 4th one, didn't we?
Spinal Tap.
So
The end continued.
I do want to bring this up real quick because it ties in to some Ozzy lore. because they featured Stonehenge so prominently from the first movie in this, and in fact using one of the liths as the 2 for the Spinal Tap 2. So somewhere in the world exists, and nobody knows what happens to it. There's a lost shipping container, or potentially multiple shipping containers, that contains a life-size replica of Stonehenge. Because for one of their world tours, Black Sabbath had it commissioned to make, because they're like, we'll use it as stage props. But they were all extremely poor growing up in England and had never visited Stonehenge and didn't know what they were asking for.
Well, also, Stonehenge wasn't a huge thing until, like, I want to say, like, the 60s, and it was when people started being like, hey, this is incredible, actually. Like,
yeah. So it was far too big for them to use.
Yeah, dude.
I think there might have been 1 or 2 stops on that tour they were able to use the whole thing, and the entire rest of the time they had to bring up just one of the liths on stage. But that inspired the moment in the original Spinal Tap where they did the far too small
Perfect.
Stonehenge.
Love it. Yeah. I honestly have only ever seen This Is Spinal Tap once, and it was like in high school. And it was one of those like, oh my God, you've never seen this? And I watched it and thought it was really good. And then
I love it.
Somehow just never. This makes me really want to rewatch it. I don't know. Like we've talked about, I've gotten kind of tired of unnecessary sequels where they're tapping in on nostalgia. This one doesn't feel like it's just tapping in on this. I mean, it is, but like.
It's kind of weirdly blatantly is, but it's doing it. It's keeping up the like mockumentary framing device, so it just makes it seem like another look in at them.
It's also been a thing that they've been trying to make since
They've
first
wanted
one
to make
came
it
out.
forever.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not timed out, right, with the teams of people in it.
I'm not sure, but like that sounds right.
It's kind of like when we watched that, what is it, Cheech and Chong's last movie or something?
Mm-hmm.
Where,
Oh, man,
like,
I still want to watch that. That looks cool.
There are ways to do kind of shameless nostalgia bait that is interesting and fun. Having Cheech and Chong legitimately just talking about their career together as the basis of the movie, really interesting to me. Or taking something as stupid as This Is Spinal Tap and being like, hey, we're openly like, we're doing this, but I don't know. Like, I love the idea that they're having their reunion tour because Stormy Daniels canceled her appearance.
A one-night show that she canceled, and now they're the fill-in.
And they're like, well, we need someone to do it. What if Spinal Tap comes back? Like, it's so...
God, that's fucking great.
Somehow it is a shameless... This looks like a shameless cash grab that is skewering shameless cash grabs built on nostalgia. And if they can fucking thread that needle, it could be incredible.
I feel like with who's involved, that'll be more than likely. It's not impossible. I feel like I have a lot of faith in this creative team because the first one is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited. I love Spinal Tap. That's all I got. I love Spinal Tap, so give me more. I also love Christopher Guest. The other Christopher Guest movie, just not directed by him, but
right.
Like, is it? Did he?
He's a writer on it.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
It's guest. It's the 3 guys writing plus Rob Reiner.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice. It looks great. What's not to love?
I do say what's really funny. Go back and rewatch Spinal Tap and look for the Pee Wee Herman and Billy Crystal cameos.
Nice.
Pee Wee Herman showed up in the weirdest goddamn places back in the day.
They are in the same scene.
All right. Well, we appreciate you listening in for our kind of first take on this. I'd say it'd be smoother, but actually this turned out pretty well in the end. So this is General Nerdery News, and for now, sports.
This has been a General Nerdery Presents production. If you enjoyed it, please go hit like and subscribe wherever you're listening to it right now. Also, we'd greatly appreciate it if you checked out our other shows over at gnpresents.com. Thank you.